What's up, good people? It's your boy C Dot with From Boys to Gentlemen. Hey, real quick, as always, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, go and click that subscribe and make sure you turn on that notification and that nice little bell so you can get updated on the new videos coming out. With that all being said, today we're going to talk about a taboo topic, as always. Nothing new in that area. The topic we're going to speak on today comes with a disclaimer. My grandfather used to tell me all the time, you can't chase two rabbits at the same time. You got to catch one and then worry about catching the other one later. So letting you know right now, this is one of those sex situations where we're going to focus on the male and then we'll come back to the female on the later video. But we want to stay focused because sometimes we can get lost in, we focus on this area. So this is the rabbit we chasing today. The age-old argument of who comes first. Is it your wife? Is it your daughter? Is it your baby mama? Is it your mama? Is it your sister, your family, your friend? Which one is it? I think this is probably one of the most separating and one of the most toxic positions out there. And it kind of hides in plain sight, maybe with good intentions, because sometimes we genuinely just trying to make sure that our wife knows that she's primary, or whoever is primary for you, whether it be through our religious beliefs, whether it be through our traditions and morals, or just new age, I'ma do me, this is what I choose because that's my freedom. Whichever one it may be, I think sometimes we miss the damage that can be done when we don't handle that properly. What do I mean by that? Sometimes we get so caught up in feeding the ego that we allow somebody else to be damaged in the process. We let somebody's needs go unmet. For this, like I said, for this video, we're focusing on from a male's perspective, the husband, head of household, the son, the father, putting it in a position where we are taking a role of responsibility. So I'm gonna break it down a little bit, and then I'm gonna talk about the responsibility of the man to come along with that. So the obstacle is, my approach is that we should do away with the hierarchy mindset, with the mindset of this person comes first and this and that and all that different stuff. I think it's extremely important for us to take ownership together on the well-being of our family. So you take the image that I just showed you, the wife, the daughter, the mother, the sister, and then the baby mother. I don't like saying baby mother and baby mama, but that's what it said, mother of the child. When you put these people into an equation, into an environment, I think our obstacle is we act like we're the track meet and each one is in a particular lane. I don't agree with that. I believe that it's extremely important where we to start developing relationships to where it's not just about who feels important, but that we collectively feel loved. That using myself as an example, if my sister is doing bad, as much as my sister loves me, my wife is going to check on my sister because of the relationship that she has with her and because of the way that we've established our relationship, bringing her in, proper boundaries being set, communication, the well-being, want to see each other be well and grow. When you don't establish that, you're just asking for more problems. I think it's extremely important that we take some of the competition out of it and really start using it as a focus of strengthening. You think about it, it's really just ego. When you see things like this, I don't want to sacrifice the well-being of another person just to make my wife feel like she's first. They shouldn't have anything to do with her feeling loved and supported by me. And I feel like the more that I love, support, and the more honesty and inclusion that I bring in these relationships, the less problem your spouse is going to have. And that's just me speaking. Not to say, again, there are no absolutes. There's always an exception to the rule. But I think it is extremely well practiced for a majority standpoint if we start really focusing on loving one another. So instead of establishing these rankings, we say, hey, the sister doing bad, the mom is doing bad, even from an amicable point where the mother of the child that's outside of a relationship, we have a common goal of making sure that the child is good. And if that child is living with them, it's extremely important to make sure that the mother is doing good to the best of your ability. Again, there's always exceptions, always different factors, but our goal and intention should be out there. Our execution should be out there, and making sure that we are supporting one another. Men, this is why I'm going to step to the side and I'm going to hold us accountable. Many of us have played the system. And what I mean by that is you've been able to go to your mom and complain about your wife. Then vice versa, go back to your wife and complain about your mom. And you're playing both sides, and you're keeping this seclusion in these pockets. But when you're upset with somebody, you can go and speak however you want and get coddled and have those conversations that you probably shouldn't be having, and oftentimes probably aren't accurate or true. But because of the frustration that you've instilled in that person for the other party, that's your safe space to spread whatever you want without any type of kickback on that. I think it's time for us to step up, fellas. It's time for us to take ownership for our families on all parts, making sure that we're honest with our wives, making sure that we're not spreading any narratives about her, not allowing anybody to talk negatively about her. If somebody that wants to be a part of the equation does have a problem with your wife, whether it be your mother, your sister, or somebody else, you handle that in a upfront standpoint and say, hey, it's a conversation that we need to have. If that's an actual issue that you have and you want to come to my house, you want to have a relationship with me, that's something that we need to talk about. And we need to start getting things on the table and stop having these little pockets where we can just fulfill the drama fix and come in and say whatever we want to say without any accountability. So that is my spiel on this particular issue. I'd love to get y'all feedback, just a little tidbit of what some of my perspective is, but I would love your feedback. What do you think? Do you think it would be more beneficial for us as a community, as a society, as a group of people to be able to be more fluent in our conversation amongst the family? And for fellas, do you think it would be much more helpful to the dynamics of our relationships within a family if we will get off that gossip, make a little bit more of a step up, mature up a little bit, and forfeit a very comfortable position that may be that we indulge in from time to time? No judgment. Let's just be honest. Many of us have done it. I know I've done it before in a more immature standpoint, but now holding myself accountable, that's something we can't do going forward. And no better way to hold yourself accountable than have some clarity and some transparency in some of the things that you're talking about. So as always, the absence of a father does not equal the absence of responsibility. Someone or something is going to take that place. From Boys and Gentlemen, we're trying to fill that void. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Talk to you later.